I don't know any lawyers down here. I don't know any one of them down here. But I know once any lawyer that you get, and you tell them that they didn't reach your Miranda rights, they gonna throw all of it out. Yes, sir. Anytime they pull you up, anytime they come up on you, and they have that, they turn the sirens on. The cameras automatically turn on the car as well as on their shirts. They had to be on. They had to be on. Yes, sir. They got to be on. Because you were parked in the media, and watch this right here. If you can go back to recall how long were you sitting there in the media, you just went to go grab something to eat, right? Okay, anything sitting in the media, anything over 30 minutes becomes illegal. You wasn't there 30 minutes. So that right there would dismiss that. Number one, that's number one. Number two, they didn't reach no Miranda rights. Number three, you didn't give them the consent to search the truck. So everything they did was out of protocol. Whose possession was it in? Okay. Right. That could have easily thrown it, laid it down in the truck. It's all type of ways to beat that up. It is no, you ain't tripping. It's a miracle that everything happened the way it happened. Right.
How you know to stop right here?
Right. They should have called DOT and they should have made you take a drug test right then and there. But they didn't do that. Right. Right. Yeah. Right. 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 I would say ain't no love there, brother. So when y'all was separated, what made y'all come back together the 3 or 4 times? Right. Right. So that's the reason why you say it's convenient. You convenient. I think to be honest with you, Jerry, you thinking I mean, the answer to your question is already answered. It's trying to justify it. It's trying to justify it. Yeah, you're trying to justify it. The answer to your question and answer to your problem, you already know the answers to it. Right. But I'm a strong believer that God is not the author of confusion. But I do know that God is the author and the finisher of your faith. I do know that right there for a fact. So if you lean not to your own understanding and lean to his understanding, then he'll give you a way out. The spirit that's here on earth today that a lot of people do not use, that spirit is still here, alive, active, in order to help you go through what you need to go through. Right, you gotta divorce it. You gotta divorce the flesh. You gotta divorce it. In order for God to bring his family out. And if it had not been from Joseph being in Egypt, then Jacob would have never went to Egypt to look for no type of grain in order to feed his family. Right. That's the strong part about you, Jerry. You already know who you are. You see what I'm saying? So you shouldn't allow nobody else to predict or dictate your life or dictate who you are, because you already know who you are. It seems like to me. It seems like to me, and you know this is me talking. It seems like to me that you're not in an unconditional relationship. You're not in an unconditional marriage. You're in a contract marriage. That's what it seems like to me. Like you said earlier, you only convenience. You just being convenienced. But is there real unconditional love there? Love is, my wife said all the time, love is an action word. You have to show the love. It is an action word. My baby quote that all the time. She say it in church all the time. Because a lot of people use love. You gotta love, but love is an action word. How can you love me and then treat me wrong? How can you love me and then talk about me? How can you love me and I'm only convenience for you at the time when you want to be convenienced? That's not love. That's contract. Just think about, just put it on this level right here. When God gave you the desire to follow him and change your way of thinking through Christ, do you think that was unconditional love, or do you think that was a contract? It was unconditional. Right. Always have been there. Always have been there. Ever since you was in your mother's womb, it's always been there. But do we walk in the unconditional love of God, or do we walk in the contract of God? Okay. Like I was saying earlier, when we get to the point, and we get to the point to where we follow God, we get to the point where we don't want to have no desire but God. I'm not telling you what somebody told me, I'm telling you what I experienced. When Christ revealed himself to me, after I was after I was in the anointing and so overjoyed by what I had saw, I turned around and saw Satan in the back of a guy's head. A demon literally came out of the back of a guy's head and looked at me. Didn't say nothing, didn't do anything, just looked at me. So anytime you get ready to follow the will of God, Satan is going to show up. And when he show up, he's going to show up to something that's not ugly. He's going to show up to something that's beautiful, that's enticing to you. You see what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I say, ask the necessary questions for your marriage. See if it's there to work out. If you can work that marriage out with your wife. And the way to do that is sit her down and talk to her. You know, we ain't. Okay, that's a whole. Why can she won't talk to you on that level?